Hi everybody. So today we are going to do a collection video. It is all of my multi-pack movies. Not box sets, but all of the ones that have several movies in a pack. So we're just going to chat about them today. These are in no particular order, just whatever order I found them on my shelf. So first, we have the Stir of Echoes duo. The first one stars Kevin Bacon, and the second one is Stir of Echoes 2 Homecoming, starring Rob Lowe. I absolutely love the first one. This is about a man who gets hypnotized and then can suddenly maybe see ghosts. And he becomes obsessed with this crime. Yeah, I've also read the book, and I will say this is one of the few times when I think the movie is better, but I think that's just because the book, it's an older book, and I feel like the movie holds up a little bit better. It is one of the ones where there's two, like on one disc, which I prefer over the stacking that you'll see later. So they're just both on the same disc. It looks like Stir of Echoes 1 has a runtime of 139 and Stir of Echoes 2 is 129. So the second one, the Rob Lowe one, is about a soldier, right? I think he's coming back from Iraq. And he starts having visions. It was fine. I didn't like it as much as I liked the first one because I loved the first one, and then this one was okay. Then we have the Peter Rabbit 1 and 2. Not a lot to say here other than that it sparks joy. I don't know what to tell you. It's about a mischievous rabbit. The second one I just rewatched, and it is about him. What is the woman's name? B is getting married, and Peter is acting rebellious. And then the first one, B is dating, and Peter is acting rebellious. They're rabbit stories. They're fun. I don't know what to tell you. I like that they have artwork on the discs. I always think that's fun. Next is It 2 film collection. It's It and Chapter 2. I think somewhere in this deck I also have the original It. I loved Chapter 1. I didn't hate Chapter 2, but I didn't like it. It follows them when they're kids, and they discover Pennywise. It Chapter 2 is them returning to the town as adults and realizing that maybe what they'd convinced themselves was not real was in fact real. I don't know. There's parts of Chapter 2 that I really liked, but there's parts that were just so extra. Not even extra, they just didn't make any structural sense to the plot of the film. I will say I have not read this book yet, so I don't know how well It Chapter 2 aligns with the book. So it could be that they were following the book pretty closely, but for me, It Chapter 2 just didn't come together. Batman. Batman. We have the Michael Keaton 1 and 2, and then the George Clooney and the Val Kilmer. Obviously, the Michael Keaton Batmans are the superior choices here. I especially really like the first one. I don't know, the second one is dark. And I feel like because I grew up in the George Clooney, Val Kilmer era, then you go and see this, and they are completely different vibes. So the Michael Keaton ones are definitely superior, but The second one is dark. I like the George Clooney one substantially better than I like the Val Kilmer one, which I didn't think was true until I did a rewatch of them. My husband and I rewatched all the Batman movies like last year, and the Val Kilmer one was unexpectedly terrible. I remembered it fondly from when I was a kid, and that was an error. And Nicole Kidman in that movie was atrocious. Like, Jim Carrey as the Joker, not the Joker, the Riddler was great. You know, but and look, I know everyone hates Mr. Freeze. That's understandable. But I loved it. Then we have the Conjuring 6-film collection, which is The Conjuring 1 and 2, Annabelle 1, 2, and 3, and The Nun. So, I love the Conjuring movies. The Conjuring 1 and 2. I love them. I love all the... Okay, I know everyone is tired of the, like, haunted house, we see ghosts kind of trope. I'm not. I'm living for it. But I will say The Nun was not my personal favorite. It could have been better. We'll leave it there. Annabelle Creation was my favorite of the Annabelle movies, which I was kind of surprised by. I thought, like, Annabelle the original. Do I have that right? I think I have that right. Also, these are the stacked DVDs, and I hate that. I really am kind of mixing up the Annabelle movies. I think Annabelle Creation was my favorite one. I watched all the Annabelle movies back to back, and that kind of made them blend together. Then we have Halloween 3-film set. Wow, this is a set. So Halloween H2O is one of my favorite Halloweens. I don't feel like that's surprising. Like, for the people who grew up in my era, this is the teen horror kind of genre that we're used to. So I love Halloween H2O, but Halloween Resurrection was atrocious. Halloween The Curse of Michael Myers was maybe slightly better than Resurrection, but neither of them were good. Also, the original Halloween, obviously my favorite, but yeah. Then we have Insidious, the 4-movie collection. Now that I'm looking at this, I think I've actually only watched 1, 2, and 3. I don't think I've watched 4 yet. This follows... How do I explain Insidious? Shortly after moving, the Lamberts discover that dark spirits have possessed their home and that their son has inexplicably fallen into a coma. Trying to escape the haunting and save their son, they move again, only to realize that it was not their house that was haunted. Yeah, again, haunting movies. I love them. I loved this. I think I disliked that they showed you the villain character, the demon character. Like most other people, I would have preferred that to be kind of a hidden element, but they went for it, so here we are. But yeah, in general, I like this, although I will say I liked the original Conjuring series better, like Conjuring 1, 2, and 3. But if you throw in like the Annabelle movies, then I would say this is the superior one. The Faculty and Phantoms. Look, this is delightful. I didn't realize when I went to buy, I think I was trying to buy Phantoms, and it was cheaper to buy it in the 2-pack, and honestly, this is the perfect 2-pack, like, for the audience that is buying one. You're probably invested in the other. So, Phantoms is, I was trying to find what year it is, but whatever. It's Ben Affleck, as a young Ben Affleck and Rose McGowan, and they are in a town that seems to be a ghost town, but has maybe been taken over by unfortunate entities, and they are trying to figure out what happened and to not die. Kind of they're trying to not die. 10 out of 10. I love it. This is just a basic, it's kind of one of the older DVDs where like one side is one movie and the other side is the other movie. Here is the other It movie. I actually bought this collection because I wanted Salem's Lot, and again, it was cheaper to buy the 3 than to just buy Salem's Lot. So yeah, this is like the TV version of The Shining. I haven't ever seen this one. Like most of the people, I've seen the Jack Nicholson version. Salem's Lot is enjoyable. I feel like having just read the book, I don't know, like, yes, plot-wise, I guess the show follows the book, but I felt like they were 2 different vibes. I felt like the tone of the movie was completely different than that of the book, but I like both of them, so I'm not mad. Again, we have the stacked DVDs. Going for a completely different vibe here, we have for an ABC Family Holiday Collection. So this has Holiday in Handcuffs, Christmas Cupid, Santa Baby 2, and Christmas in Boston. I bought this for Holiday in Handcuffs because I was explaining this movie to my husband, and he was like, there's no way that that is a real movie. It was. Should it have been a real movie? Who's to say? But, you know, it's... it was, in fact. It stars Melissa Joan Hart and Mario Lopez, and she needs a fake boyfriend to bring home to her family for the holidays, so she kidnaps him and keeps him in handcuffs for the holidays. Look, can you believe that was on the ABC Family Channel? I have also watched Christmas Cupid. This has Chad Michael Murray, Christina Milian, and Ashley Benson. And yeah, she's haunted by the blonde one who's trying to set them up because she lived a party girl life and she died, and then she becomes a Christmas Cupid. Look, it was a weird time to be alive. Okay. Then we have a Charlie Brown set. This has a Charlie Brown Christmas. It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, and it's Christmas Again Charlie Brown, which is actually my favorite one. My husband loves it's the Great Pumpkin one. I love the second Charlie Brown Christmas one. So, A Few Good Men and Jerry Maguire. This is clearly the Tom Cruise set. I love A Few Good Men. Like, I know Jerry Maguire is great. It is an adorable rom-com, but A Few Good Men all the way. A Few Good Men stars Jack Nicholson and Demi Moore and Tom Cruise, and they face off in a courtroom battle. Also, it has Kevin Bacon and Kiefer Sutherland. Then Jerry Maguire is Tom Cruise and Renee Zellweger. Tom Cruise is the sports agent who loses his job and is essentially trying to rebuild his life and finds love somewhere in there. So, this is a fantastic set. A Few Good Men and Jerry Maguire. Another fantastic set. This is a Marilyn Monroe collection. We have Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, How to Marry a Millionaire, and The 7-Year Itch. I absolutely adore How to Marry a Millionaire. promise to lure wealthy bachelors, but things go uproariously awry when they actually end up falling in love. And then Gentlemen Prefer Blondes is hysterical. They are on a cruise ship, and hijinks ensue. I feel like the 7-Year Itch is actually the most popular one in this set if you ask other people, but these two far superior. 7-Year Itch, How to Marry a Millionaire, and Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. This is a weird movie collection. We have 4 Weddings and a Funeral and A Fish Called Wanda. So 4 Weddings and a Funeral has Hugh Grant and Andie MacDowell, and A Fish Called Wanda has John Cleese, Jamie Lee Curtis, Kevin Kline, and Michael Palin. Like, you can just tell from the covers here that this is a weird time. And it is. 4 Weddings and a Funeral is kind of about that. Let's see, what does it say? It's a romantic comedy. Handsome and debonair Londoner Charles just can't get himself to commit, and the more he sees his mates tie the knot, the less he wants to be roped in himself. But all of that changes when he meets a free-spirited American named Carrie, and then they fall in love. Dun, dun, dun. And then A Fish Called Wanda, 4 conniving jewel thieves, 3 Yorkshire Terriers, 2 weaving bosoms, and 1 proper British barrister. Yeah. So I pulled this off of my shelf and I was like, wait, I own this. Look, I cry at Balto every single time, and if you don't cry at the beginning of Land Before Time, are you even human? I don't know. So, American Tail, honestly, I also cry at that, but it's the one that I have the best chance of being able to watch. I am shocked that this is on my shelf. Also not shocked because these are like childhood classics from my era. These are the films. It's a fantastic collection. If you ever just need to sob, we have American Tail and Balto, and then disc 2 is The Land Before Time. So, do I need to tell you what these are about? I'm going to assume you know what Balto is about. And if you don't, you can go watch it and you can cry too. Good times. The Ninja Turtles collection. My husband, his favorite cartoon or whatever growing up was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and He-Man. And I'm gonna be real with you, I didn't really watch either of those. I was too busy with Scooby-Doo, like a good person. So when we learned this, my husband immediately purchased this so that we could watch all of the Ninja Turtles. I have now seen every Ninja Turtles movie ever made, whether I wanted to or not. These are stacked, but I do actually really like them. I am kind of mad to say. Again, I watched all of these back to back. I couldn't necessarily tell you what the plot of each of these was individually, but I do love the classic Ninja Turtles versus the fancy CGI turtles of the Michael Bay era. I just feel like these were iconic. When you watch it, you are transported back to this era, and it is a delight. The Ocean's 12, Ocean's 11, 4 film favorites. So we have the original Ocean's 11, and then the remake Ocean's 12 and Ocean's 13. So my mom loves classic films, so I had seen Ocean's 11 well before the remake was done, and I have affection for the original Ocean's 11, but I really love the remake. They did things with that remake, and I loved it. Ocean's 12, it's okay. Ocean's 13, not my favorite. I feel like these two kind of go down in quality as you go, but the original Oceans, top tier. For those of you who don't know somehow, by the way, Ocean's 11 is about a group of thieves who set out to rob a casino in Las Vegas. These are stacking discs. I hate pulling these out. I always feel like it's just an easy way to break these discs. So you have the original Ocean's 11 and then the remake. Then we have two Resident Evil collections. Why, you ask? Great question. Because when my husband and I got together, over a decade ago, we both had one, and neither one of us wanted to get rid of one. I don't know. We still have them. Okay. This is Resident Evil and Resident Evil Apocalypse, and this is Resident Evil Apocalypse, and Resident Evil Extinction. So we would probably keep this one. I don't even know. I couldn't tell you which one belonged to at this point, honestly. Dun, dun, dun. I like the disc art in this set. I like this whole box set, really. I love the Resident Evil movies. Yeah. I don't feel like I have anything to say here that hasn't really already been said about Resident Evil. I like the original movies. I feel like as the series went, it got progressively weirder. Not in a good way, but, the originals were enjoyable. So, the description is, a team of paramilitary commandos must battle flesh-eating undead killer mutant dogs and a supercomputer's deadly defenses before an unleashed virus consumes humanity in this adaptation of the hit video game series. So I will say, I have seen the video game be played, but I have not played the game. So I don't have strong opinions on whether or not they nailed the adaptation, but I know everyone else does not think they did. But as a movie, I enjoy it. Even if as an adaptation, it was not great. Does that make sense? I don't know. Then we have the Chronicles of Riddick, Pitch Black, the Chronicles of Riddick, and the Chronicles of Riddick Dark Fury. I enjoy the Chronicles and, both of the Chronicles movies, but honestly, Pitch Black is my favorite. I feel like that's probably an unpopular opinion, but here we are. This stars Vin Diesel and Carl Urban, who's in everything, and what does it say? Journey to a remote, hostile planet with a group of marooned passengers who learn that escape convict Riddick isn't the only thing they have to fear. In Pitch Black, then see him battle ruthless soldiers of fortune and vicious creatures in renowned animator Peter Jung's The Chronicles of Riddick Dark Fury. And finally, Riddick finds himself humanity's unlikely champion in the special effects fueled The Chronicles of Riddick. So, I feel like, for me personally, the Chronicles movies felt like completely different storylines. I mean, they were different storylines, but completely different universes than Pitch Black. Like, if you watch Pitch Black and then the next Chronicles movie, it feels like you are in an entirely different cinematic universe, which isn't bad if you know that going in, but it is confusing. Then we have the Stargate series. This is not the original Stargate movie, but the movies inspired by the TV shows. So Stargate, The Ark of Truth, Stargate Continuum, and Stargate, Children of the Gods. original show, all of the spin-offs, I feel like you will get enjoyment out of this. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then I wouldn't watch it. But I love the Stargate show. I loved the original and Stargate Atlantis. Those were my two favorites. But I did watch basically every Stargate episode ever made, so it felt like I should have this. So I do. Okay. This is Star Trek Into Darkness, and Star Trek Beyond. I have to ask, why do y'all love Star Wars so much and not talk about these three movies? I don't understand. This is one of my favorite trilogies of all time ever made. Hands down, no questions. The cast of this series, 10 out of 10, 100 out of 10. It's perfection. I don't know if somebody's used this. I usually show these, but go to town. I mean, what more do you want? So, again, as somebody who grew up watching Star Trek, it's not surprising that I sought this series out. But they did so good. It's 1,000 times better than Star Wars. I don't care. I said it, and I'm gonna keep saying it. The plot actually is plotting. The characters are charactering. It's so much better. I can't get this back in. There we go. Okay. Star Trek Into Darkness is a masterpiece. I'm just saying, if you haven't watched these, stop what you're doing and go watch them. They're fantastic. So I will say, I did grow up watching all the Star Trek shows, and I love them. I have not watched the newest Star Trek shows because they're on a streaming service that I don't have. And then the movies, the older movies for Star Trek, I love. But I also believe that the every other one is good, is correct. But in these, they're all good. Okay, I'll find my joke. Then we have the 3-film Mortal Kombat collection. Mortal Kombat Legacy, and Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Look, is the first Mortal Kombat movie good? I mean, objectively, probably not. Do I care? Absolutely not. I love it. They're so cheesy, but that is my vibe. They're very over the top. Also my vibe. They give Doom the movie, but in a good way. If that is that a thing? I don't know. But this is also a video game adaptation. I have actually played Mortal Kombat. Would I say that it's a good adaptation? I am still not the person to answer that question. I haven't played Mortal Kombat since I was a kid, but I do love the movies. Men in Black 1. Yeah. I was like, what is... I didn't see the trilogy. Okay. The Men in Black trilogy, the original, and then the spin-off in Men in Black International. Men in Black International had so much potential, and then it did not live up to it. Like, there are so many storylines that are brought up and then abandoned in that movie, and any one of them would have made a perfectly good movie, but we didn't get those. It is a stacked. And then, I mean, like everybody else, I like the original Men in Black. I also thought the Men in Black 3 was fun, even if it was kind of outrageous. Men in Black 2 did what it set out to do, but the original is my favorite for sure. The Matrix, oh my gosh. Okay, we have The Matrix Reloaded, Matrix Revolutions, and then Animatrix. Again, if you were alive when this came out, it was top tier, fantastic. It still is. I'm not mad. So I like the next two movies in the series, but do I love them? No. If I'm gonna rewatch one of these, it's gonna be the original. I watched the 4 hated it to go. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion, but I kind of liked the more contained version of the original Matrix. This is a Sean Connery 007 collection. Dr. No from Russia with Love and Goldfinger. Honestly, I don't have a lot to say here. It's James Bond. They're fine. Is that? I mean, look, I don't love them. These aren't my personal favorite of the James Bond movies. I love Sean Connery as James Bond. Pierce Brosnan was my James Bond, but I like Daniel Craig. I think he's fantastic as James Bond. But like, these movies just didn't hold up well. I don't feel like anyone's surprised to hear that. Yeah. Highlander 5-film collection. These movies did not hold up well. I don't even know if they were good when they came out, honestly. Let's see. Yeah, so this is the one. This is hilarious. Okay, so it says 5-film collection, but you open it, and the first DVD has 4 movies. And it's treated as if these are the only 4 movies. And then the 5th movie, we watched it. Keep in mind, we bought this because my husband wanted to see all of the Highlander movies. And he wrote on the box, or on the DVD, "Don't watch again, just don't." And that is Highlander 2 Renegade version. Yeah, I think we're all just pretending that that one doesn't exist. It goes Highlander, Highlander the Final Dimension, Highlander Endgame, Highlander the Source. And you know what? Just pretend Highlander 2 didn't happen. Do yourself a favor and skip that one. Okay, so I did grab this because it's on my shelf, but I honestly don't have anything to say about it. It's the 4-film Dirty Harry collection. I have seen the original. I have not seen the other 3. They exist. That's what I can tell you about them. Stacked discs. So, yeah. And honestly, I didn't love Dirty Harry. It wasn't. Again, I don't know that it holds up very well, but I don't feel like watching it. As somebody who watches a lot of classic movies, I know that sometimes when you watch it in a modern lens, it doesn't hold up, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't doing something at the time. But for me personally, it wasn't doing anything. Versus the cinematic masterpiece of Crocodile Dundee. Yeah, we have Crocodile Dundee 1 and 2. This is about an Australian who hunts crocodiles with his bare hands, stares down giant water buffaloes, and drinks mere mortals under the table. But he's about to face the ultimate torture test, a trip to New York City. And then the second one is Dundee and his girlfriend are targeted for death by a gang of ruthless drug dealers. Dundee evens the odds by leading the big city hoods into the treacherous Australian outback. These are what they meant to be. Nothing more, nothing less. Joyride 1 and 2. Joyride, the original. That's the second one. Joyride, the original. A top tier. Absolutely love it. Paul Walker, Steve Zahn, and Lily Sobieski. The 2 dudes are brothers on a cross-country trip to pick up the girl. They make fun of a trucker, and the trucker gets revenge. I absolutely love it. Joyride 2 was rough. I mean, it was rough. I watch a lot of bad horror movies, and I get joy out of that. But the second one was just so... I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. Was it so basic or so over the top? It was very stereotypical, let's say that. It felt like every character was written as the mold of supposed to be in the horror universe. So at no point were you able to experience suspense because you knew exactly what was going to happen at every point in the film. And you didn't even have like the likable characters of the original. Yeah, but the original, so good. Last but not least, we have the Blade trilogy, Blade, Blade 2, and Blade Trinity. Unpopular opinion. I know no one likes the third Blade movie, but I love it. Absolutely love it. I do think it feels like a completely different film from 1 and 2. I know that there was a lot of drama in the making of Blade Trinity, but I still like it. That said, like if I was ranking these 3, it would be Blade, and then Blade Trinity, and then Blade 2. I don't know why. I hate Blade 2 more than the average person, but it just wasn't doing anything for me. Like, if I'm gonna watch one of the good Blade movies, I'm gonna watch the original. So yeah. But I am excited for the new Blade, if they ever make it, actually. And I do actually love the mythology and everything of Blade. I thought the first Blade movie was so good. I just love it. These are about vampires, by the way. Blade is a part vampire, part human, and he's hunting down evil vampires. It's delightful. They are comic book adaptations. I have not read the comics to tell you if they're good adaptations, but the movies themselves are enjoyable. So, that is all of the movie packs I think that I own. There's probably some on my shelves that I missed, but that's all of the movie packs that I own. And thank you all so much for watching. Let me know if you have any good movie packs in your collection, or if you have any things that you think would make a fun movie pack. Let me know in the comments down below. And thank you all so much for watching.